Hello, High Schools Africa.
Hi, my name is Nzema. I'm the creative director and CEO of Jumicon Pictures, and I have the privilege to be the chief judge for the High Schools Leadership Challenge organized by High Schools Africa. And I have with me here wonderful personals in our region who are doing greater works, and this is an honor. So I would actually let them introduce themselves so that we know who your judges are.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Etru, the Western Regional PA of Ghana Education Service, and I'm privileged to be here.
I'm Kafri Dankudiaba, a lecturer at Solicitor College of Education and also the Dean of Students in the college. I'm highly privileged to be part of this program.
Okay, so that said, I would want us to share our expectations for this. Just so you know, we've asked high schools, about 800 schools in the country, to present a video of themselves, which will be led by the school prefect. And in this, they are to tell us what they're going to do with 10,000 Ghana cedis, any developmental project. It's for them to present, and out of that, we're going to pick up, bring out the winner. And we are here to review the videos. We have a lot of videos on our table right now, and we are going to review them and come up with a winner. So we're going to share our expectations so that you know what is expected, or some they already know, but then what are we expecting?
Okay, thank you very much. Well, since this is a leadership challenge, I would expect to see some good qualities, leadership qualities. I expect that the project that they choose will benefit a greater number of the school population or the students, and whatever project should promote quality learning and teaching. And I expect to see the students very confident. I want to see a high level of confidence, the exhibition of high level of confidence in the students as well. And yes, and many more.
Okay, I have very high expectations, just as you said, because these are students we are training who will soon complete and get to the tertiary level, and before we know it, they are out there in the world of work, becoming leaders in companies, etc. So we don't only impart knowledge to them in the senior high school. We have so many skills, and leadership is one of the 21st century skills that we are trying to impart into the young learners. Apart from that, we also have skills like communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and so many others. All these form part of their curriculum because we want to present the entirety of the being to the world of work. So this challenge is just an opportunity, great opportunity for us to see whether these 21st century skills we are developing in the young learner is going to go a very far way to help. So their ability to present the project to us, there will be critical thinking skills here as the kind of project they are coming out with. They will display their leadership skills, communication in the confidence with which they present the projects, and so many other things. This will go a long way to even assess what we are doing in the senior high school. And I think this is a very great project. I'm so grateful to High School Africa for this initiative, and it is our hope that in the near future it's going to be bigger and greater than this. Thank you.
All right, I'm also, I think they've said it all, and basically for me, the only top up will be to emphasize on one or two they said, which is confidence. We're looking at those who will be able to present whatever it is they have in a way that we can believe them, because we're handing over such an amount to you. We want to believe that it is in good hands. Of course, we were also already aware that we don't want any influence from the school authority, and this we mean the content. It has to strictly come from the student. because you guys are the ones that are going to represent this nation in some years to come. So we want to have the trait in you, the leadership trait in you, right at this moment. That's basically what I'm expecting. That said, I will just quickly run through the criteria for selection. We are looking at three main things. I mean, there are other things, but the most important point or criteria we are looking at first is relevance, sustainability, and eco-friendly. So with relevance, we mean we are looking at a presentation that has worth, that is important to the school and even the society at large. So the importance of the presentation is critical in this. How is it helping? All right. Then the next will be sustainability. That's one of the challenges that we have in our country. We have good initiatives, but when they come, we're unable to keep them. Just give it time, then it's no longer attractive, then it's ruins. Now we don't want that. We want a way that after you come up with the idea to do something, now come up with ways we can keep it. It keeps being beautiful or strong, or however it is you will call. The last in this will be eco-friendly. It has to be for the environment. It doesn't have to go against the environment. So whatever initiative should be to promote the environment. It starts from the very environment you find yourself. Is it green friendly? That is also important. So these, because of its importance in our criteria, they are all taking 20 points each. Then the other criteria will be the clarity of the project. Can we understand what you're saying? Can we hear you well? Okay. And then we also have originality. How unique and how innovative is your idea? Confidence is also taking 10%. Project clarity is taking 15, originality taking 10. And the last will be the production quality. That is just taking 5%, but it is also important. This, we mean the sound quality, okay? Because it doesn't matter how your good ideas are. If we cannot hear it, I think there's no point. So that is also going to give you in Maxi. Basically, that's it. And may the best of school or prefect win. We are here again to review the videos. Just stay tuned.
Welcome to High Schools Africa. Prove that your school is the best school.
Hello, High Schools Africa.
We have straight row, senior high.
Dear High School Africa, I'm Lord Douglas Samuel, the head boys prefect of the Noble and Prestigious Federal Secondary School, the first Ghana Education Trust School, and the PACs of the first president of Ghana, Osadifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. I'm here today with my co-head prefect. On my right, you have
Lady Esi Ofewa Oferege, the assistant head girls prefect. Lady Bridget Wediwabosi, the senior head girls prefect.
And I am Lord Okpata Stephen, the assistant head boy.
the challenge put before this August House is, what will you use your 10,000 Ghana cedis for? In a way that will benefit all the stakeholders in the school, counting from the school's administration, the labor force and the student body as a whole. In view of this, I and my team sat down to establish an entrepreneurship club, of which we came by the name Best Foot Forward. Best Foot Forward because we want students who are with the zeal to put in all the maximum effort to come out with great benefit. The first category of the club is catfish rearing and pig farming. As part of the design of the school's assembly hall, there is already an unused pond, and so when the 10,000 Ghana cedis is given, what we will do is to purchase the feed and the fingerlings needed on all the other materials to start the farm. This aspect, it will help give money to the school and then to the SRC. As part of our project, we also use some money to develop things in the school. Moving to the pig farming, students go to the farm with resource personnel and they are trained on how to raise a piggery. In this aspect, we have so many breeds of pig, but we chose land race. We chose land race because of their early maturing nature. They mature early, and so within 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days, they are able to produce in a range of 10 to 15 piglets after every maturation. And so in a year, they are able to produce about 30 piglets. Wow. And looking at their economic importance, people out there cherish it very much, and their nutritional value. With a pig, we can sell some in the school, use the money to run the school, and then also during programs, we can kill some of the pig and use it as meat to serve the people, as majority of the youth nowadays like pig so much. The second operation of the club is beads making and leather works. In this aspect, students are also guided by resource personnel on how to use beads to develop products such as bags, necklaces, wristwatches, earrings, and many more. With this club, we are aiming at establishing a hub in the school, of which more of these products can be produced at a larger scale. The last operation of the club is computer training and software development. In this aspect, students are guided by resource personnel in soft skills such as graphic designing, programming, website development, and many more. Now, all in all, when the 10,000 Ghana cedis is given to me, the head boy, together with my team, what we will use it for: 1, to enroll more students into the club, to equip them with the skills in a way that after school, it can help them create an avenue for self-employment so that they will not add up to the unemployment rates out there, which is a problem now. Secondly, is to help generate funds to the SRC. These funds will help us run other internal developmental projects in the school. And as our vision, or as part of our vision, we have so many projects that we are going to embark on. So when this 10,000 Ghana cedis is given to us and being invested into all these training categories, the funds generated from this club will be used for other projects in the school.
Thank you too.
Wow.
We have started. They've made efforts already.
Yeah. I think their project is very sustainable.
Very.
And I like the fact that it's not just the project itself they are embarking on. They are actually coming up with a club, which that alone
the
is
club
sustainable.
is even there already.
Yeah,
They are the
exactly.
people
So
handling the pigs. The piggery project that was.
Yeah. For me, I think.
So they learn how to rear animals. And he made mention of fingerlings for
the
fishery.
Yeah.
fish rearing. Yes.
And that they're going to use that space they showed us.
For that.
Okay.
Yeah, but so where is the 10,000 going actually? I heard something like recruit more members into the club. As in, how will the money be used to recruit? And I was thinking the money will be used for the
To buy more pigs.
fingerlings that they talked about, and then more maybe the pigs and others. And then they said they will also.
Maybe he's I'm thinking for him. Maybe he's looking at if he gets more people in the club and gets more pigs and starts the rearing of the fish.
But
those who come into the club will take care of those areas. That's what
for me, the good thing I see is because it's a club, naturally it's going to be producing people that are going to be embarking on this like every time, which is good. I don't see how money will be used over there. I don't see
the 10,000 in question. That is where
will
my
you be able to
my
take
problem
over
is.
the pig farm,
For the pig farm they started, I think they have quite a number.
Yeah, they have.
The fingerlings, they can get it. But that aspect, when he concluded, he made a comment that so the 10,000 will be used for the following. Recruit members. That is where I'm not clear. How do you use the money to recruit? You see, if you were to say maybe expand the activities of the club, like getting the fingerlings for fishery so that people will take care of the fish farming whilst others are on the piggery, there may be any other thing. I don't know. Because the club has so many activities. Even the bead making, I think they show some bead work there. As for that, the club activities, they are very good.
Yeah. I think, well, for me, I picked the farming, which is one thing they were able to state clearly how sustainable that will be. And it's eco-friendly, it's relevant. I mean, I like that. I think I like their project. Yeah, very well.
It's when you look at the relevance, it's not only relevant to producing, generating a fund for the school, but they are equipping the younger ones, as he said, to go out there with these skills so that you don't depend on the government.
One of my favorite things.
You can just go and establish yourself whilst you wait for a white collar job, and not even necessary. You could go into your own business with these skills acquired.
And I can believe them in the sense that when you look at the environment they showed us, the background, the school itself, you can see that they are green friendly. They see the background, and that's. I
was even thinking it was an agric institution.
And they seem to be having fun with the presentation.
The facilities they have because they are they have support from the government, and I think their background is linked to the is it our first president or something?
Yes.
So that is why. Well,
hello, High Schools Africa.
Alright, we have Esiama. Esiama.
Sorry. The spelling is not the way they pronounce.
That's she. We have Esiama say hi.
School Africa. I'm Esther Doak, the head prefect of Esiama Technical School. And behind me are my able team. To my right,
I'm Nzema, the senior girls prefect. I go by the name Terralia, the assistant girls prefect.
Usual Odum is my name, the head boys prefect. Frederick Kama is my name, the assistant boys prefect. George Atta is the name, the secretary for the LSRC team.
Esiama Technical School is a noble grade B educational institution located at the stretch of Aguna to Elugu Highway, precisely in the Elembele district of the Western region. Let's take a tour inside as I take you through the brief history of my school. Esiama Technical School was established in 1921 during the British colonial era as a government boys' school. It was later changed to an experimental junior secondary school from 1987 to 1990, when it was upgraded into a secondary school. In 1991, the school was absorbed as a government-assisted co-educational day institution. It operated a day and hostel system until September 2013, when it was given a boarding status. Currently, the school is operating as a day and boarding school. As a school, we can boast of a new dining hall, a new state-of-the-art entrance and gate, and other infrastructural developments. We have made strides in Esiama Technical School with regards to education, and for the past few years, the school has attained good grades in the West African Senior Secondary School certificate examinations, making it possible for most of the past students gaining admissions into the tertiary institution, of which most of them are on scholarships. Going forward, I am very proud of how far our school has come to, of which the stakeholders, the government, and others have really been a part of this success. Do we have problems? Yes, we do. But to us, it goes beyond a problem. Any problem serves as an opportunity for us to challenge ourselves to come out with our own solution to meet the needs. Though the school is over 100 years with no major renovations, we have survived. How did we do that? We did that because we have the mindset of community ownership. We are of the view that our properties do not belong to a government somewhere. To us, we are the government and we maintain what we have and don't wait for help to come before we do something. For instance, when our school had no wall and gate and the community was gradually encroaching our school land, our teachers made donations, supported by the parents and the old students, so we could buy cement and build a wall around our school. That has been our secret in maintaining our school properties. Though we have not had a facelift and renovation. Again, management provided funds to put up a structure which was used for corn milling and also as a storeroom for the matron. And I am proud to say the block was built by the teachers and students in the technical department. Apart from the problems stated above, the school has numerous problems, but one that poses danger to both students and staff is a classroom block in the school with cracks in the structure. Behind me is one of the historical classroom blocks built in 1921. This block has a lot of cracks in it. This structure was once declared as a death trap by the district NADMO coordinator. Due to this, it has resulted in the relaxing of the number of classrooms in the school, which sometimes forces both teachers and students to have classes under trees or in the dining hall. Even though the block was declared as death trap, it is sometimes being used at the risk of both teachers and students for academic purpose. These are some of the cracks that I told you about earlier on. This building has some of its parts removed to avoid it from collapsing. As you can see, the roofing sheet of the corridor has been removed. We, the SRC of Esiama Sectec, do not only see this money as a reward to meet all our needs in considering our numerous infrastructural deficits, which might outweigh the money in question. We are convinced in our ability in the past of what we were able to achieve in development because of the mindset of community ownership among the students and teachers. The money at stake will be used to put up a 15 by 40 feet pavilion, which would be used as a classroom. Without any support, teachers, parents, and all students were able to raise up money from their pockets to support the walling project and the school entrance gate. You can imagine what 10,000 Ghana cedis can do as a cushion in developing a pavilion for the benefit of both teachers, students, and the entire staff of Esiama Senior Technical School. It has been the wish of we, the SRC 2021-2022 academic year, to put up such a project to avoid future accidents, which can lead to loss of lives. And we are convinced that should we be rewarded with this amount of money, it can go a long way to help meet the need of extra space in our school, and it will be a dream come true whilst we wait for the government or any philanthropy or organization to put up a classroom block for the school. The table shows the estimated cost of our project. On behalf of my team, I, the head prefect, would like to thank the High School Africa for coming up with this initiative, and we are hopeful that Esiama Senior Technical School will be the ultimate winner of this competition. However, if we are unable to secure this funding, we would still be glad for any school that gets this money, because one way or the other, some needs rank high as compared to others. Thank you.
Wow.
That's such a beautiful
Very
presentation. I at least expected this.
You know,
see, actually, what I was talking about, this is what I mean. Like, she's making us know. I mean, we all have problems, but then this is what I've really
the money
made.
is as a cushion. It means they can get other support to use.
You can easily trust people like that.
Wow.
She mentioned that they raised some monies to.
And you see, she didn't even say classroom, but she said pavilion. Because they know that money cannot go that far.
And which she said it. She knows the worth of the money and what they want to do. I think that's so good. It's a mature presentation. I like the fact that she also made mention of the year that building was built, so that we can have an understanding why it's even the way it is.
In fact, their presentation is detailed and convincing.
It got my attention from beginning to end. That's good. Wow.
I'm so impressed.
Okay.
For me, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm okay with whatever it is. And that's what they mean.
And they went the extra mile to give us the estimate.
Yes.
Hello, High Schools Africa.
Now we have Asantua girls.
Dear High Schools Africa, standing before you today is obviously the main head girl of Asantua Girls Senior High School and the local SRC president. I am Day Gerdy Banot. You might as well call me Honorable. Well, recently we received an information of an amount of 10,000 Ghana cedis that will be given to any school that will bring up the perfect idea worth this amount. Well, me and my executive didn't want to be left out, so we thought round the clock and we brought up this perfect idea. Well, guess what? Have you ever thought of owning your own pond? Or have you ever thought of harvesting your own fish without going to the cold store or the seaside? Well, then guess what? We brought up the idea of aquaculture. Familiar, right? Aquaculture is the rearing of fish and the growing of crops at the same time. Well, aquaculture is one of the lucrative businesses in the entire world today. For a better understanding of this project into detail, I will call upon my SRC Vice President, who doubles as the project manager, to give us a detailed explanation of this project.
Thank you very much, Honorable. I go by the name Abigail Nimakuba. Now let's delve deeper into what aquaculture actually entails. When we talk of aquaculture, it is the rearing of fish and growing of plants alongside. Aquaculture has enormous benefits, of which some include income-generating venture, educational purposes, career options, and can also serve as a source of hobby or leisure. For this project, we will be needing some materials. We'll need a tilapia tank, catfish tank, biological and mechanical filters, catfish fingerlings, tilapia fingerlings, air pump, water pump, box liner, gravels, and lettuce seed. We'll be needing 2 separate tanks for this project. We will rear 1,400 fishes, 700 tilapia, and 700 catfish. This project is a 6-month cycle. At the end of the 6 months, for catfish, the average weight is 1 kg. On the market, 1 kg of fish is sold for 12 cedis. Presuming 100 of our fishes die and we are left with 600, that means we will multiply the 12 by 600. At the end of the 6 months, we are getting some good 7,200 cedis. For tilapia also, 3 of them make 1 kg. 1 kg on the market for tilapia is 20 cedis. So we'll divide 600 by 3 and then multiply it by 20. At the end of the 6 months for tilapia, we are getting 4,000 Ghana cedis. Our total sales at the end of the 6 months is going to be the 7,200 cedis generated from catfish and the 4,000 from tilapia. That is, at the end of the 6 months, we are getting 11,200 cedis from aquaponics. Since it's aquaculture, while we are rearing our fish, we are growing our crops alongside. The crops that will be used in this project will include lettuce and spring onions. For lettuce, it's in the form of a seed. So for the first 3 months, we would have to nurse it in a propagating media. Some of the advantages of this propagating media is to ensure that the plants do not contract any form of diseases and also help it to grow faster. We'll be growing 700 lettuce and 700 spring onions. We are going to make use of 2 filters, that is the biological filter and the mechanical filter. The mechanical filter is to filter the solids from the water, while the biological filter converts the ammonia in the fish water into nitrate, that is a form that can be absorbed by the plants to grow well. Okay, so this is the budget of the project we intend to embark on. The total is 9,470 cedis. Yes, so as you can see, we have the catfish container, which is 850 cedis. We'll need 1. Tilapia container, 850 cedis. We'll need 1. Catfish fingerlings, each cost 50 pesos. We are buying 700, and so the total is 350 cedis. Tilapia fingerlings is 1 cedi 50 pesos. We are buying 700, and that is 1,050. We are buying an air pump, which is 400 cedis. We need 1. Water pump, which is also 400 cedis. Catfish feed is 300 cedis, and we'll be needing 3 of it, so the total is also 900. Tilapia feed is 480 cedis. We'll buy 4 of it, and then the total is giving us 1,920 cedis. We would also need gravels, which would cost 800 cedis. Lettuce seed is 10 cedis, and we'll need just 1. We'll buy spring onions, 40 cedis. Box liner costs 700 cedis. Gravel bed is also 700 cedis. Filter is 400 cedis, and then miscellaneous is 400 cedis. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Abigail. So having been enlightened on the whole project, let us see how we are going to achieve our objectives based on these criteria. Firstly, we have change the school physically. We also have benefit the administration. We also have benefit the student body. And lastly, benefit the school labor force. So, how will the school benefit physically? The school's administration will use parts of the profits as internally generated funds to support school projects such as painting of the school, sick bay operations, the school's laboratories, and to attend to other immediate needs of the school whenever they pop up. Again, how will the students' body benefit from this project? Some of the vegetables will be used to improve upon the diet of the students at the dining hall, and I'll ensure that no student will ever miss dining. Again, this aquaculture project will be used for educational purposes. That is our practical sections. Again, it will enhance the interest of students to pursue careers in agriculture. And lastly, it will help us get a hobby in agriculture. Lastly, how will the school's labor force benefit from this project? Parts of the profits that will be obtained will be used as insurance to cater for emergencies for the school's labor force. Well, all too soon, we have come to the end of the whole project. Once again, I am Day Grady Vanot, the head girl of Via Asantwa Girls Senior High School. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. This is awesome. Wow.
Great. We got competitors with Esiama.
Wow.
Serious.
No, this is a different, whole different level. Like I understood everything from A to Z.
You don't need questions.
No.
Everything is clear.
She broke it down.
Wow.
Wow. And I think this lady exhibited some leadership skill that I also love. The fact that she even has a project manager for what they're going to do, which is the assistant. And now it came back for her to go. Wow, that's wow.
But
Wow.
were they to allow the deputy head to talk?
You know, again, it's DS. You know, for the I think that's why she was creative enough to present it in this way, which is imagine. I think one of the schools. What we rather saw was the assistant who was doing the presentation, and he came in to only introduce. But for this, you can see that the project is actually on her. But I have just attributed some work to this person. And
like
she didn't say everything.
Yeah. he allowed the assistants to talk about some things when he is doing the presentation.
Yeah.
So she to allow the assistant to bring in some aspects as she presents.
And she came in to give.
To get only one winner, right? Only one winner.
Oh yeah, like only one school, yeah.
So a lot of things should be taken into consideration. Did you give them time limits?
So that was what we didn't give them, yeah. So that's how come some have about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Hopefully the next one, they will be given all these limits, like this
They should
time.
be able to present within a certain time frame. Maybe 4 minutes, 2 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, this with clarity, I think it's one school that really, for me, got it. Yeah. I got the full mark. Because I could clearly understand them from beginning to the very end.
Yes.
Yeah. Most of the questions that I asked whilst I was watching got answered. So nothing in my head was just suspended. Like I had answers to most of the questions. And I think that's brilliant. They did well with that.
Yeah, it's same with me.
And I think a lot of research went into it to have known the specific cost of certain elements and items that they stated.
They actually went to the market.
Yeah.
They wanted to find out everything about the project they want to embark on.
Yeah.
And I think it's real. It means they are really ready to work.
They're ready to work. And I can feel it's really coming from them.
Yes.
And they are excited about the project. Yeah, exactly. That's the word.
They're able to tell
really
how sustainable it will be. The relevance clearly spelled out
The benefits
to the various stakeholders. Everybody will benefit.
Eco-friendly, sustainable.
Okay.
I made the best win, but this is definitely among the best. That's so good.
You've done really well.
All right.
Well,
let's see.
Let's see.
Welcome to High Schools Africa. Prove that your school is the best school.
We can just
keep a general discussion.
Yeah, we can just discuss. You pick a school and then we talk about.
Right. Before we take a school and talk about, let's look at the three. You realize that two of the schools are not looking at a problem to be solved, but they are using the fund solely to generate income for the school development, while the other school has a problem at hand to solve, which is a dire need to education and pose a health hazard to the others. That's one thing we have to take note of. That's what I've observed from the three presentations. Then, Santua, I don't know whether they took care of labor.
Okay, didn't.
Because they did not talk about students doing the work. So who is working? The labor force must be paid. Because she was talking about insurance for labor force of the institution, but who is actually doing the farming and those things for them? And then they have made the estimate for what, well, it means they have a land in place.
Which they didn't show us.
That is also one of the questions. Where are they
we
doing?
have there should be a pond. You can't just dig a hole and put the fish in. So the containers have to go somewhere.
Sure.
I saw those gaps.
Yeah, those where there's no land. They don't have where they're going to do.
Pictorial stuff for us to know that.
And then we also have to look at a gap in here that in fish farming and crop farming, all the things could perish. They could. If there is a possibility, especially fish, they are delicate. The fingerlings will come. But they didn't tell us.
Even if half should die.
Exactly.
It means there's a possibility.
For me, they said they talk about 100, even 100 dies. They will just
which that is the minimum, and even the minimum still could do something. You get it?
I think they looked at 600.
600.
And they took out 100.
No,
700, and they said
600
no, 700, and they said 100. If 100 died, they could still multiply 600. But you see, in fish farming, the first attempt, I don't know whether there is already a background like we see with Swedu. Because Swedu, they have a piggery, but they have also not gone into fish farming yet.
Yes.
Fish farming, the first set, I'm not thinking for them, but we are looking at relevance and sustainability here. There is the likelihood that you have about 1,000 fingerlings and only 200 will survive. There is a likelihood because that's the first time before you start knowing about which feed feeds best for this. But we look at this inside the estimate too for year Santua. They mention the fingerlings and other things they need. But you know the farming, the feeds, and there are some other things that should help the fish to grow well. So all the things are not in there.
Where is their budget?
We have
no labor.
Catfish container, tilapia
Can you zoom
container,
it?
catfish fingerlings, tilapia fingerlings, air pump, water pump, catfish feed, tilapia feed, and for 6 months with 300, 3 and 4. Well, I don't know who gave them this breakdown, but I wonder. Gravels, lettuce seed, spring onions, box liner, gravel bed, filter, miscellaneous.
So no labor.
No
There's
labor.
no labor.
Secondly, these seeds, are they not going to go through the nursery to produce seedlings? All those things need some care as well. And we need a nursery to be built. So I am looking at it here.
It was in their presentation. Can you go back, please? Nursing of the lettuce.
But so nursing of the lettuce, what's the budget
Which
for
is the
it?
propagating media.
Growing of 700 lettuce and 700 spring onions.
They didn't budget for the
So even this third one, use of biological and chemical filters to convert ammonia into fish and all those things need those technical equipment. And so I am looking at, well, there are projects that are very good and could generate fund, but sustainability, they are looking at what to come outcome that will come about. What eventuality, what will you use to back up so that you could sustain the project and make sure it comes to reality? So does the community own, when there is any eventuality, will the school be ready to support you to back up so that the project works out to succeed?
Unlike the other schools.
Well, I mean, for me with them, one thing that I think should have been the number one thing to look at with regards to the farming was we seeing the land. Because you can have all of this if you don't have the land. And the land would definitely come at a cost. Even if it's the land belongs to the school, you're going to, the work will be exactly, and it comes at a cost.
Preparing
and already the fund is exhausted.
10,000.
Yeah. So yeah, it wasn't factored. So then it makes it unrealistic. You know, that's I think for me the setback. But what is the possibility of actually losing, say, 80% of the animal that will be rare? What's the possibility?
For fish fingerlings, there is strong possibility, because the first time you venture into fish farming, when you go into, I don't know about other, but when you go to those who are even going to sell the fingerlings to, they will tell you that sometimes even the fresh water you begin with may not have certain elements that may help, but as the fish uses the water, those things come in. It's just like the natural rivers we have already, fishes are in it and they have something, but this one is water you are bringing into where. So you should expect that you wouldn't have a bumper harvest for a first. But they are not, from the presentation, they are not giving me a realistic occurrences. You see, you prepare your mind for what to come. to be the least, but not the highest. But if you are telling me out of 600, 700, even if 100 goes, you could still multiply 600. That is not realistic enough. It should be if out of 700, 600 goes, my 100 could be like this, and I could do this to bring it up. So within 2 years or 3 years, we could have this. But within 6 months, you are expecting this. What if it doesn't come? What happens? Eventualities must come.
That's true.
So expectations.
I'm also thinking that if this is lucrative as they are perceiving, why haven't they embarked on it
Exactly.
long ago? No,
effort.
I know that SRCs, they embark on projects every week. So it should have been done long ago, knowing very well that it is this lucrative.
Okay, well, maybe there are other projects they are already embarking on. This is just another avenue for them to come up with.
About it is a class. Swedru was able to tell you about what they are already doing. It's a class.
Doing the piggery.
Yeah, but then also there's a thing here, which is they're able to come up with project that is sustainable. The project by itself is sustainable. And I think it's also one of the major things we are looking at. Yes, with the Esiama, for example, yes, they've given us, I can trust them in the fact that they're already doing something, and with or without our funds, they look like they'll be moving, right? However, after that is solved, I think that's it. Nothing is really growing. The project itself doesn't grow. It's not productive. They'll just fix it and it's there. Remember, the building has been there for 100 years and all that. So that's where the question is: how sustainable is this? How eco-friendly?
They are not asking for renovation of the building. That should tell you they have a mindset on the building.
Exactly.
They said they want to build a pavilion to move the class in so that the building could be renovated.
Yeah. So then it's still how. Again, it's solving. It's a very clever way to solve a situation.
But the question is, can the 10,000 handle the situation on the ground? That is it. They have spelled out to you that the school is capable of generating its labor to work on projects. And look at the technical department coming out. I think I put some things down here. One, mindset of community ownership.
Exactly.
That's one thing that tells us that every project could be sustainable. And when they were mentioning their problem, they told you that they cannot build a classroom or renovate with your 10,000. So they only want a structure to move the school in so that they could work on the already existing project. And then they made us know clearly efforts they have made to develop the school so far. They are not sitting down. Some big schools are sitting down. They have everything that is there. And they see problems to be challenges to meet needs. You see, so when they have a problem and they have the opportunity, they want to meet their needs. So theirs is not an income generating project. But as I said, the project itself, the money we are going into, the funding for this leadership challenge is not only for income generating.
No, I think it's not even just income. I mean, the project itself, does it generate anything, any benefit?
To the school. And they spelled out their projects all right, showed videos, made us to know that their problems could be solved. As the evidence that they have a lot of facilities, you see the facilities they mentioned, they were all done by the community. And this one, if this fund did not come, still they have a thinking to do about that building.
So if you look at Swedru, heading towards the solution, they already showed. First of all, with the fish pond, they already have a space for that.
Of course.
And with the pig too, they already have that. And this
they are rearing the pigs.
Yeah, they're already in the move.
So far,
for me,
the pig.
For
farming.
Me, honestly, if I'm
what income have they generated?
They didn't say.
They didn't say. But I mean, definitely.
And you
so
know,
far as the
for me, their project was okay for me. The big gap is that tell us what you will use the 10,000 for. One, enroll more students into the club to equip them with skills. Then what would the money do over there in enrolling? Spell it out clearly.
Yeah, for that side,
then two. So these are the two things they told you the money will be used for. Two, generate funds to the SRC. How are you generating the funds?
And
So because the piggery is already here, we don't know whether the piggery has generated any fund yet. But you are being given 10,000. Are you going to buy more piglets? Are you going? They mentioned at the beginning and showed us a space that could be for fishery. So tell us that when the 10,000 is given, I can use 4,000 for I
think they mentioned. They mentioned all.
And
I listened carefully. They didn't mention.
What I also heard was they are forming the club because of this 10,000. I don't know whether you heard that.
That was what he said first.
Yes.
So when he said they are forming the club, then I asked myself, if you are forming the club so that you can use the 10,000, so what you are showing us, is it for the club or they have a piggery somewhere they have shown in the video to prove that they can do this?
I don't think this is for the club.
This may be a great department because they have departments.
Exactly.
So if that's the case, then
from his presentation, the club is non-existent.
Yeah.
They are now coming to form the club when they get the 10,000.
And don't you think that is also one good way to sustain the project itself? Because everything that's happening is a new project they're coming up with. So the club existence is going to let it.
Is it realistic if this is not for the club and you start presenting it as it's something for the club? Is it realistic? Because you told us from the beginning that when you are giving the 10,000, you will form a club. And then you do this, then you start to show us this. You showed us a space for fishing before this one. But at the end of the day, you talk about enrolling people into the club. That was what you said you used the money for. I want you to listen to that part.
For that one,
because I wrote it down seriously.
Use the money for you.
He said two things.
Let me just.
And then they brought all these things in, including computer training for the club. So all these things, are we using 10,000 to do them? These are benefits of the money.
Yeah.
So he did not tell us what they will use the money for.
Okay, so let me say this. These are the things now. Esiama, they have the community ownership. They're already moving with a little opportunity or almost no opportunity. They are doing things by themselves. Their project is not self-productive. It is. We can't mention how sustainable the project itself is, but then it's a unique problem they've identified and they are realistically going to solve it, and that's good. Now, Sredro, they've given out such project. At the end of the day, what they are telling us they're going to use the money for is not clear, especially the first point. And whenever you mention the first point, it means that that's probably on top of your importance, is to recruit members. And how is that? How do you use our money for a project to recruit? And these are students you're talking about. So what do you mean? Okay. And after that, the rest is said to going to generate fund. How is the money already generated? The money is the fund. So what are you going to use the money for? So for me, that's also one clear thing. Now, Yas and Tua also have been able to give out a project that we understand very well. That looks like it's good. However, when it comes to the budget itself, which the budget, they almost exhausted the 10,000. It was almost 9,400 and something. They fail to mention the most important, which without it, none of them can exist, a land for this. Whichever way the land comes at a cost. There's no mention of labor force for this, and it also comes at a cost. These are the difference. These are the loopholes in the strength.
If the land is available, there is no problem. If they don't show us the land, we know the land should be prepared, so it should be part of the budget. But the reality is, how are you going to use the 10,000 to do those things? You have mentioned so many things. And when he started, there are a lot of deformities here. You started by talking about the fact that you will form a club, and the club will do these things. Then finally, you started presenting some of the things when the club is not existing yet as things you are doing from the club: bead making, piggery, and then you said the future one is the fish farming, and then the computer literacy something. Then finally, after all these presentations, you made us to know also that so when the money is given to you, these are the things the money would do. One, enroll more students into the club to equip them with skills. Two, generate funds to the SRC. So you have the intention of forming a club, but at the end of it, enroll more students does not mean the club is already existing.
So
and it's not. That's one thing. We cannot use our money to enroll because I think that's.
So me, they have not told us. This
so if you have to take one school out,
at least Asantewa and this Esiama, they have told us what they will use the money for specifically. Though there are gaps.
Okay, so now let's look at it. Let's take one school out and know that now we have to take you out, like disqualify for the final or the winner, the winning point. Okay, so now if you have to take one school out of these three, we'll be out of the competition. For you, for me, I think I'll take out radio so that now we can look at Esiama and then Asantewa. That's me.
Okay, so radio out.
Okay. Same for me.
All right.
I think going forward we'll have first third.
Yes.
So that at least
it will be easier for us.
Because these three are all good ideas. Yes. There are gaps, so there should be a gap that will eliminate. That's what you have to look for now.
All right, so now we are done with Esiama Senior Technical School and then Asantewa, and we're still looking at who should eventually be crowned the winner of the 10,000 Ghana cedis. We want things to be fair and then accurate as possible. We have several reasons why we have to make our choices. So now we're going back to watch the very video that motivated this whole thing in the first place. What is expected of the students, the purpose of this whole project. Then we can go back to break down and hopefully pick the winner. From each judge, we're going to say this is the winner, and then you're going to talk to us about why you think this person should be the winner.
In 2021, I spent quality time promoting senior high schools across this country, discovering great talent, and of course, making it possible for some of these exceptional high school students get sponsorship to the tertiary level. 2021 was awesome, but in this year 2022 I have a different agenda. It is the High School Leadership Challenge. What it means is that it is time to put to test the leadership quality of our senior high school prefect, the SRC committee, because in no time they're going to leave the school and join the society, and they're going to take up positions to shape the destiny of this country. We have to start grooming them. By that, I have with me an amount of 10,000 Ghana cedis. Your part as an SRC committee led by you, the head prefect, is to tell me in a video what you will do with my 10,000 Ghana cedis in a way that will change the face of your school physically, benefit the entire student body, the school administration, and even the labor force of your school. Concerning where to submit this video and the closing date and all the detailed information you need to qualify for this, please visit www.highschoolsafrica.com. Specific instruction: please, you must begin the video by saying, "Dear High Schools Africa," blah 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 blah. Then you go ahead and say whatever you have. I also require only the head prefect to do the presentation, as you have your core executives surround you. Very important. I also demand 0% influence from you, the school authorities. Please allow the students to use their own creativity to come up with what they would like to do for the school. You are to submit the video via the WhatsApp number provided on the screen, or highschoolsafrica@gmail.com. Video submission begins now and ends on the last day of February 2022. After this, we're going to bring all the videos together on the YouTube channel High Schools Africa, where you're going to get a chance to listen to what these amazing people said. And then our judges are going to look into it and come up with the ultimate winner. You are highly encouraged to visit the YouTube channel High Schools Africa, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell in way to hear what these amazing future leaders have to say to claim my 10,000 Ghana cedis to do a lot for their school. I can't wait to receive a video from your school, and I hope you win. And I also wish you all the best.
Welcome to High Schools Africa. Prove that your school is the best school.
So now what happens is, again, we have our two schools, and per discussion from each judge, we get to realize that each of them presented something that we can hold on to, even though it wasn't entirely what we wish they had presented, but they presented something. The other school too did the same. It's different, all right? So it's a huge challenge for us being able to say, okay, this all by yourself should be crowned the winner. So now we are going back into exactly things that they didn't do, that is probably to the extreme that we cannot accept. That is even how come we're going to hopefully get our winner from. So we've been able to watch the video to understand the criteria or ways that we can select in the first place. So we're coming back. Again, I'm not saying this is better or that is better. We are all going to look at which one works, which doesn't at this period in time or there.
Okay.
let go. So you pick this. I think, like I said, the easier way to go about this. Now we've listened to this, and I saw you making some point.
Yes,
I think I have
from
to
the
meet
adverts.
you. Yeah. So you mentioned the student that you think should be crowned the winner, and tell us why. Of course, you can make comparison. Yeah, cool. And then the same, and then I think we'll move from there.
All right. So, are you starting?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, for me, I would choose Esiama as the number one because they were able to tell us some achievements they've made already. They made us believe that the community, the school community, is in charge of everything in the school. They help in maintaining the projects or maintain the school. They don't wait for the government. They cited the walling of their school, their entrance gates, as an example of what they've done already. That one is a plus for me. And they also said something about their academic performance. They were, even though they are not well endowed, they've been able to make better grades.
And they have some students winning scholarship.
Exactly, and for them to continue to the next level, that's to the tertiary. That is also a plus for them. And in the project they presented, they showed us that the school, the teachers and the students will be used as the labor for the project. And also, let me say this, if the money is given to them, my observation from what I watched their video is that even if the money is not up to the project, they can raise some monies to complete it, because they said the teachers, the parents, the old students, they've been contributing to the development of the school. So I think they deserve this, because and again, the head prefect was the only person
who spoke. Did every presentation.
And it is one of the criteria for selection. And the project is to change the face of the physically of the school. And building a pavilion, removing these students who are in a debt trap building into the pavilion. I think it's a good idea. And for me, they deserve the 10,000.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. How about you, Madam Pearl?
I'll also go for Esiama. We look at the presentations from the two final schools, Santo and Esiama, and the advert says specifically that one, what you use that fund for to change the face of your school fiscally. Fiscally here has a lot to go. So if you are even going into a project that will bring up funding, then you should tell us the funds, how you use it to change something physically in the school. That should be stated. Then only the head prefect should do the presentation. The limitations of the advert should be taken into consideration seriously. And then finally, it should benefit the entire school community. That means the school students, the administration, the teachers and laborers and everybody. And when you look at their projects, all the two schools might have satisfied this, but with Yasantua, it wasn't only the head prefects who did the presentation. Other prefects were involved. And then for Esiama, only the head prefect did that. Then Esiama was able to prove that physically they want to change the face of the school by taking students from a building that serves as a death trap into a pavilion that they could manage for now, while they look at what they can do with the other building. And just as Madam said, with sustainability, if a school community, students and teachers could come together with the community, and provide labor force to put up buildings so that you don't even have to pay for labor outside, and are able to prove to you that to them, they own the school and they are their own government. So they are taking initiatives, waiting. If the government comes in, supported, I think that is a school that should be supported in any way to move on, because it means they are already working towards that. They are not sitting down for anybody to help them. So these are some of the reasons why I think Esiama should be given the chance.
Okay, so I'm sure now I'm the last person to talk, right? Now it's obvious we have our two judges all going for Esiama, which will mean that regardless of what I choose, they will still be in the majority. However, I think it will also be good enough for you, the viewers, to also get to know my opinion on where I stand. It wouldn't change the result, because I think now it's obvious. Even though I'm here to probably declare or say for ceremonial purpose, Also, for me, after several analysis, listening to my co-judges and even myself, reviewing the videos again and this video too again, I think I'll support them with the choice that they made, which is to go for Esiama Senior Technical School. And for me, this is my reason, or these are my reasons. With the criteria from the video that Goshes did on how the school should go about their videos, one of the things that he said that I loved so much is the fact that, first of all, it's a leadership challenge. And, being a leader comes with so many qualities. Is there evidence that you can do this? Which will mean that probably there's something already happening for you. Even if it has nothing to do with what we are asking you to do. All by yourself, have you been able to achieve this and that and that? It's all part of the leadership qualities. And for the fact that the video again said that we are looking for leaders that eventually you're going to go back to the society to form part of the society, where they're going to be leaders of the society. It means that we are looking for people that are good at engaging the individuals around them, the people around them, where they are not waiting for something to happen before. And for me, another quality I saw in this, the fact that they're going to go back into the society to do this, I saw selflessness among the leader itself and the community that she surrounds herself with. That's the PTA, the teachers, the school, where they're able to raise funds to build the wall that they said. Even though my challenge that I was hoping that they would have specifically showed us, these were the things that they did. Okay, that is the shortfall. Yes, the other school too had the shortfall, but for me, that was the one thing that I wish they had done. Yes, I had wished that they probably had mentioned a project that we know by itself will be sustainable. But that's leaving, that said, I can trust them so much because they already have something going on, with or without us. And they said it. And I clearly can see from the beginning to the end how selfless they are. And it was one of the main things we want to solve in our community right now. Most of the problems coming in our society, if you're talking about managerial skills, trust me, we have a lot of people with that huge skills. In our government, in our work areas, we have people that are brilliant academically. They can produce work that will blow your mind. But the backing or the motivation for all of that brilliance is so that they benefit personally. The benefit is not going to go to the society or the people they surround themselves with. And I think that is the major thing that is affecting our country right now. So for me, if I compare the two, I see more selflessness in that of the Esiama school or the leader. And I think that we cannot ignore that. We can't just pick someone who is able to explain in details what this and that is. Even though, remember, the major part of that breakdown or budget that Yasantor girls did was left out, which is land. And without it, you can't have all of that. And remember, Esiama, even though, like I said, at the end of the day, have achieved something. They've achieved it. It means they were already moving. They didn't wait for us to say we are giving you this money before they're already moving. And the most important thing here is the fact that if that building has been declared a debt trap, when we give them this money and they build this pavilion for them, what is happening? They're going to save life. And I think the number one thing here, the most important thing about life is life itself. So why would we change? So honestly, there's a winner that, well, I'm fully supporting, and eventually the three of us have come. It wasn't easy, and I don't know what your opinion is, but these are people that we are representing the society from all walks of life. It's been an honor, so to say, the winner for the High Schools Leadership Challenge Ghana's edition 2022, organized by High Schools Africa, will go for Esiama Senior Technical High School. I think you have the 10,000 Ghana cedis. Yeah, but let me say this. That said, we are going to have a whole body that is going to monitor the progress or the realization of this project in the first place. Advice will be coming in, will guide the school, and we're going to show to you what they said they're going to do and the additions they've added to it, to the project, based on the advice that will come from this side. I think it's an honor. I'm glad that we chose this. It's one school out, one choice that I will not regret, or I don't regret, and I'm sure we all support. So Esiama, congratulations to you for such presentation.